That's what you should be live on.
There we go. We can do it all then. So YouTube,
What they do, man?
hold on, let me get this.
Hey, man, what they say, man?
There we go.
No limit soldier. I thought I told you, no limit soldier.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Strong P vibes. Strong P vibes.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I had this shirt. No, I just saw this shirt online and I ordered it. But I had this hat and these shoes for about 3 years. I just don't. I ain't had nothing
don't
to
pull
really.
it out.
Yeah.
The last time no reason to pull it out.
Yeah, the last time I wore it was when me and my wife went to Jamaica.
Okay.
If you scroll down on my Instagram far enough, you'll see that I had this hat and these shoes before, but you know, I kept it tucked away.
They can't see the shoes, bro. You get the shoes up there to them. Okay. Ooh.
Oh yeah. So you know, every once in a while you got like Kendrick, you got to pop out and show them.
Yeah.
So what you want to talk about, bro?
Oh yeah. So what we wanted to discuss today is a topic that me and you visited prior to, about like online programs, coaches, consultants, mentorships, challenges, right? And so, you know, I follow a lot of people that are in the space, right?
Okay.
I keep up with what's going on in the space, man. I follow these guys, right?
Who are some of the guys so people know?
Him 500, Matty J,
Okay.
Smitty the Goat,
Okay.
Alex Good Energy. I don't really follow Alex like that, but you know,
Okay.
I know of him because he's in the trucking and stuff like that. So, and a few other, you know, people in the space. And I follow a lot of people online. You know, I follow Alex Hermosi is somebody that I watch on YouTube, but like,
oh, you know what? You should go live on your Instagram then.
Okay. You're right. I need to be live on something, man.
Mm-hmm. But go ahead, keep talking.
I can't talk because somebody's on.
Oh, you know what? I don't think the mic working. Is your mic on?
No, it ain't.
I think it might be doing that because we on live. If it ain't recording. Oh, let me take this off. You're gonna take the mic off.
Take it off.
Take it off. Yeah, we got 8 people in the room.
In what room?
In the YouTube.
In the YouTube, what's up?
All right, started over for the. I don't know. We was having technical difficulties with the mic earlier.
Right.
So we don't. I don't know if y'all
can
hear.
You the mic back? I don't know.
But say your statement over again about the guys that we follow.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I follow a lot of people online that do coaching, consulting, mentorship, stuff like that. And yeah, and I named some of the people that I follow, like him 500, Smitty to Go, Matty J, and a lot of other people in the space. So so a lot of times I come to the IC and I talk to IC about different things that I see, and his sentiment is always, it's a scam, man. It's a scam. It don't work. It's not real, you know. And yeah, so it's like your take usually is it's all lies. So is everybody lying? Is it all a ploy just to separate you from your hard-earned dollars?
I think that the way that I'm programmed, if I see a lot of black people trying to help more black or trying to put people on, I always go through a filter in my mind, because most of the time in the history, black people don't normally try to help other black people win, unfortunately.
Even if they getting paid to do it?
Yeah, because I just through my life,
Uh-huh.
I feel like the times was niggas be like, dog, I can go all the way back to uh what is this shit called? Prepaid legal. That was a thing. And the spills sound real, like what they be saying sound legit, like the shit they be talking about. They be saying stuff and it sound legit, and I be like, okay, but then when you go through the ringer, you know, it was like it feel like a Ponzi scheme, or it is a Ponzi scheme. They had prepaid legal, then they had Tahitian Noonie Juice, and then they had the Avon. Now you'll still have your exceptions where they're kind of winning, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I've done it, and I'm wildly successful at it. But then you will have some other individuals, and I'm just like, out of 100 people, then it's like one person doing good, and really it's the person who tried to put you on. So it's like, to me, it feel like a money grab. Now, you know, I mean that, and
So let me ask you this: if it's white people, is it if it's a white person selling the course, or is that, do you trust in that more, or do you have, is this shit to me just the online anything, or is it just black people in online anything?
I'm gonna say overwhelmingly it's black people for me, but I don't. With that being said, I don't go to no white people selling courses and shit neither. You know,
But would you trust it though?
No, it would be for me. It would be the
so
same.
it's not just black or white, right? So I'm glad we're getting down into this, because now we're peeling back the layers, right? So it's not just black and white. Is you don't trust any online mentorship, coach, courses, nothing.
Especially
you
when
don't feel
they're
like there's
when they're saying, "Hey, give me, subscribe to this, buy this." I get it. It's like, if you know your worth, you gotta get paid for your time. But I feel like a lot of times when black people do it, I hold them to a higher regard. I expect white people to try to get over on me. I expect anybody outside of my culture trying to get over on me. But when black people do it
like
to
you
me,
expect it from black people too, dude.
Well, it hurts differently. It's like, damn, brother, like you already know we in the race, and you over here tripping me up too. This some bullshit. And
so, do you have any personal experience with that?
I'm sure I have. Like I said, I went to the prepaid legal shit once. I went to, you know, and then I just know a lot of niggas to be trying to put me on the shit, and it don't pass the IC bullshit test. You know what I'm saying? So if it don't pass it, then it's kind of like, I kind of live like this at this point. By the time I'm hearing a lot of people tell me about the shit, it's too late. You know, that's where I'm at with it at this point.
So basically, now let me ask you what you think about this, right? Because like, yeah, I see what you're saying, right? As far as like some new opportunity,
right?
But let's say this is not some new opportunity, right? So you're feeling like if it's not some new opportunity, then there's really nothing to be gained. There's nothing else these people can offer you.
It don't have to necessarily be new, you know, because that's all what information is. Some people have the information and some people don't have the information.
But the thing is though, it's like trucking, for example, right? Trucking been around for forever. You got into trucking and did good with it for a while.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
that ain't no, right. So that's just,
but see, that ain't, to me, that's, like you said, there's a history behind that. It's a proof of concept. You know, just like I know you mentioned this earlier, like if it's white people, to me, college is a scam too. But there's a proof of concept that, hey, the odds of people going to college are better than the ones that didn't. Just like people who go get a trade. The trade isn't a scam. You see what I'm saying? The trade is going to, if you do the business stuff behind it, it's going to work. Either you could create your own business from learning the trade, or you can go work for somebody with this certification.
Okay.
And to me, those could be perceived as scams as well, but there are safer. Those are safe scams to me. That I have a proof of concept with the technology. I don't really know about
You said what's a safe scam to you?
the like going to college,
Safe
get it safe scam. We got to
Bro,
coin
that's
it.
5 years, bro. We're safe about that, bro. That's 5 years and $30,000-$40,000 or more in debt.
But you're getting the whole experience though. Like you talking about going to college, right?
Right.
Yeah, you go. Dog, I hanged out with you in college. That was to me, it was worth it. I've met so many damn people, but I'm going to a physical place.
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of these courses and communities have masterminds, in-person masterminds, where you get to do exactly what you're talking
But see,
about.
the thing is, I don't know.
Hold
Okay,
on.
okay.
So they have these masterminds where you get to meet and network with like-minded individuals like yourself. That's why me and you met. You just gave us the platform they created the environment.
Mhm.
It wasn't like, oh, here's the thing that's going to make you great. You know, well, here's some stuff that might, and here's an environment that is for sure you're going to get some value out of it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's the same thing.
But one is a proven, like my grandmother went to film. My dad, there's a lineage behind that.
Right.
These other people, who are they? Like them niggas you name,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know none of them. But I know one of them through you. You know, the Him 500 guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a knock on them. And not to say that.
And just to be clear, when he say no, he means no of.
Yes, he don't know him personally.
Right.
Like, he's the one who introduced him to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, so there was that guy, Jay Morrison. I remember him before any of this stuff was going on. He was going out on the corners in the city, and I remember one of our other friends pulled up, and it was like, damn, he was doing it in a way it didn't feel like he wanted no money. He was galvanizing like the blackness of people to then when he figured out, oh, I want to do the Black House thing. But then people started coming at him as a scam. I really wanted it to work for him because he didn't start off talking about, hey, learn my class. At least I don't remember that. I remember him doing the free classes.
So you don't like that they trying to make money?
No, they can make their own money. I'm not finna sign up. That's all I'm saying. I'm not signing up. Because in my mind, I'm looking at these niggas like...
So hold on. So you willing to sit there and learn the free information, right? But as soon as they ask for some money, it's like, I don't want to pay no money.
Now, I guess it's like this, right?
Because I mean,
with Jay Morrison, it was so much information out about him that I got to kind of know who he is. All these other people you're naming, I'm knowing them by beginning because they're asking for money. So I didn't get the dating stage of like, oh yeah, this is what I'm about. All I'm seeing is niggas with jewelry and jets and Benzes, and they like, hey, look at me, give me money. That's how it feels.
Right, and see me, I guess coming from a different perspective than you, I'm looking at it like, give it to them. Because you seeing what they got going on, right? So it's like, okay, well, let's see what you got going on, because based on my experience, kind of like yours, you meet certain people that add so much value to your life, you know, that it's like, okay, I really couldn't put a number on what this would be worth to know this person.
Right.
But I could probably say it would be worth, like, it would probably be in the 10, 20,000 at least. Like, that's easy. You know what I'm saying?
But that's almost like if Birdman seen Lil Wayne, right? This is just for analogies. And he like, hey, Wayne, I see something in you. Give me $20,000 right now, and I'll promise I'll make you a millionaire. He didn't do that. I guess what I'm saying is I'd rather go through it with a nigga to find it out together, and then through the steps be like, oh, this is what works.
Yeah, and I
just need proof of concept.
Well, yeah, but see, what's going on is that don't really exist like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because for what you would have to, what you would invest in time, you would probably invest a equal amount or more, I'm sorry, what you would invest financially with a coach or consultant, you would invest more, either equal amount or more in time, you know, trying to learn the things that they've already, you know, been able to accomplish. Okay, just out here bumping around with somebody that you know well, you know, but
Oh, never mind. Go ahead, I'm listening.
yeah, with someone that you know well, but they don't really have the experience. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest, I see as a 40-year-old man, maybe at 20 or 30, I'd agree with you. You know,
Right.
because that's what we were doing.
Right.
You know, we were networking, figuring it out. We trying different stuff, you know, calling, talking to whoever we got to talk to make it happen. You know, but at 40 something years old, you know, so
basically you saying let's skip the time part, and by giving money, I'm skipping the go through the mud process, and you just gonna lay it out.
Well, right. Well, what I'm saying is, like, we're not necessarily skipping, right? Because we still and it's not so much about the money. It's about, okay, what is the quickest way from A to B? You know what I'm saying? And if money plays a part in that, which usually it does, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? If I have the resources to invest in it. Now, if I don't have any resources to invest to get around, but if I'm a guy who I got all of the game and I'm making money, and it really don't serve me no benefit whether you come and you start making me more money or not, I got enough. It ain't gonna make a difference, you know? I make $50,000 a week. You come on, I make an extra $500 a week, $1,000 a week. It ain't even really worth my conversation. But if it's like, okay, you know that in that position, that it could change your situation and your trajectory because this person has access. Maybe he got a jet. I want to know, how do you get a jet? Okay.
Right, but I feel like whoever's doing the class, what's their intention? If they want to see people win, that's one thing. Like me, I don't try to hold back from people. If somebody came to me and said, hey, do you know anybody in marketing and stuff? Yes, I do. Here's the contact. I did my job. I'm sending your information, and at that point, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It feels to me when I see those individuals doing that, they're like, I do know that person, and for a small fee, I'll give you this information, and I'll give you some more little trinkets to make you feel like you're getting what you were.
What I know about these kind of programs is that, or any business, right, is that if it's going to be successful, people have to feel good about it to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and what to keep going with? What keep going with getting money from them? Or keep going because you want to see these people win, or you want to see them improve themselves?
It could be both.
And see, and that's why I'm saying, like, the individuals that you named, even when I meet people, dog, like, you know, we've been in Atlanta for a long time. I didn't just come to this conclusion just overnight. We was working in the music industry for a while, and we wasn't even on high levels.
Mm-hmm.
But we started stuff, and we was dealing with high rolling people.
Right.
And through that, because I work a corporate job as well, and I know about decorum and honoring people's time and stuff, niggas, they don't do that. And that right there is a turn off for me. If you tell me, hey, we're going to do this at this time, and they don't show up, and they not picking up the phone, you can't even send the emails. It was like a lot of like immature, I've never done this before, I'm the talent, respect me, you know, I make beats, so you need me, so I'm not, if I don't pick up the phone, I don't like that part too.
Yeah, I mean, I
you
don't
know
think
what I'm saying?
you can compare
And so
the music business
but to me it's the same. It's like, hey, they're not rappers or producers, but they're entertainers like them, and they're trying to like, hey, draw my thing.
Even with the music, you're drawing from your experience, right? But with this, you've never signed up with any of it before, so you don't really have an experience to draw from. So you just kind of projecting one onto the other with no.
To me, I think there are two different things, right?
And also too, we got to try to keep it on just coaching and consulting in general, because you keep making it like it's a black thing, but you already express
and I
that
guess what
is
I'm
not
saying,
a black thing.
because white people don't go out their way to solicit me to go buy anything. That's why. When I'm scrolling, I'm not seeing no white man say, hey.
But you're not buying nothing from white
I
people
know,
either.
but still,
So it's like
when
you
the
don't-
black people do it, don't get me wrong, I'll listen to your pitch. But when I hear the pitch, I'm not seeing anything that, to be honest, but now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I can do that. I could do what they're doing. We sitting in this car right now. We got on designer clothes and shit. If I wanted to use my powers to get money, that's just not who I am, bro. If I want to help you, I want to help you. Now, if you get to the point where, like, dog, I'm overly helping so many people, and now I need to be compensated for that, and maybe that's where they at, and I don't, and that's the part that I think I'm missing. I'm missing the introduction part to them, and I'm just meeting them at their baby stage, and I'm disconnected at that point. Because if I wanted to do like them, I could. But I'm not seeing anything, even like with the Earn Your Leisure guys. And I like what they're doing because they're different. They're like the first people that, like, hey, we come from the what is the industry that they do? Not banking, but investment.
Financial.
Yeah, financial. And then they got other people. That was beautiful. And they be dropping a lot of free gems. So when they do their Invest Fest here in Atlanta, I feel like, you know what? They almost had me. Just like Jay Morrison almost had me. Just like Dr. Umar Johnson almost had me. I wanted to donate to these people because I believe I saw what their bigger picture was, and they wanted to really help black people do better. All them people I just named. But when I saw the Invest Fest, and now this is at this point I'm looking for proof of concept. I'd have met individuals that went to the Invest Fest, and I'm like, yo, what happened? Like, how was the experience? That I guess I'm expecting somebody to say, yeah, man, my life changed, and I did this and this, and now look at this, and I was able to quit my job and that. But outside of that, I don't see, and not to say it don't happen, I just haven't ran across an individual that said, hey, yeah, it changed my life. You know, I signed up for I forgot the short guy name, Ian. No, mm-hmm. Yeah, Ian, right? The short one,
the finance dude.
Yeah. You know, and he talks about it all the time. It's almost like they need to do an infomercial of people saying, hey, after I signed up with such and such, them this and this and this. I'm not seeing that. All I'm seeing is like, gimme. I'm telling you, all my people winning. I want to see the people winning.
I mean, I follow people, and I feel like I see the people winning. I follow them on live. I see people saying, a lot of times Ian's main thing is, hey, if I made you money, put yes in the chat.
Yeah,
and
but
you always see yes in the chat. When I'm on Smitty to Go, when I'm on Smitty to Go live, I see yes in the chat. You know what I'm saying? When I see him following, I see people. You know what I'm saying? So it's yeah. You know,
I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me, I think.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I think, and the reason why we're having this conversation is because I think a lot of people kind of have that sentiment, right? But it's also the same kind of people who say, you know, and there's pros and cons to everything, right? Mm. But there's some people who say, yeah, I would like an hourly check. You know, where in my experience, the most money I ever made was straight commission. There was no hourly. If you didn't work, you didn't eat. Mm-hmm. You know, and so but I know that most people would kind of shy away from those opportunities, which I understand, because a lot of people will present something as a real straight commission opportunity. Right. That's not really that. Like, you don't have anything figured out. You don't got no reps making no money on no kind of consistent basis. You don't have any idea what you're doing, but you're asking somebody to come work for you straight commission, right? You don't have a script. You don't got your leads figured out. You don't have your sales process dialed in. You know, so no, that is not a real straight commission opportunity. Yeah. You know, a real straight commission opportunity is somebody who already has it figured out, is humming and drumming. You know, they got reps who, you know, make whatever they need to make on a weekly basis, you know, to make it all make sense.
Right. I mean, you know what? Like, you are good at sales. I'm not good at sales, you know. So if I'm buying into a course that is geared towards people who are good at selling, that ain't me.
No, I'm not saying that's good toward that's good to selling, but it's like, for example, me and you, we doing the content, right? And so we see somebody that maybe we identify with, it resonates with us, and they say, and it's a couple of guys on YouTube who I've been watching. What's the dude name? The video department. I forget the guy's name, but the light skinned dude I say you look like.
That was my first time seeing
Right,
him, but
right.
I know who his face.
Right.
Yeah, I
So,
don't know his name.
and he, has different, things that you can buy into and he talked about on one of his last podcasts about spending, what was it, $50,000 or something like that. 50,000, $250,000, something like that on a program with Myron Golden. Right. And all of the guys that I see and follow in the YouTube space who are doing well, they say yes. Everybody says you need to invest in coaching and mentorship. And like I said, when we were young, it was like, yeah, you just kind of come across different opportunities, right? And that's just going to kind of fall into your lap for free, right? But when you're ready to take it to the next level, you might not necessarily have to pay anyone. Maybe you don't have the money to pay. Right, but you have to figure out some kind of way to get around a different network of people, right, to figure out what they're doing. So it's just like, even if you get around somebody like you buy into one of these courses, like we was talking about Pushman Mitch, and you was doing the tour run, stuff like that. And so even if you get into one of these courses, having access to the network, feeling the energy, seeing people pull up in, this is a beautiful car. Seeing other people pull up in beautiful cars.
Right.
Seeing them have on similar jewelry, designer clothes, or maybe doing it way bigger. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when I'm landing a damn helicopter, he just flew in on this private jet from Miami to do this real quick, and then he's back out of here. What is the number on being around that type of energy and information?
Right, but I don't know if that. Let's say the number is $3,000. Let's do it even better. When we went to Rick Ross pool party, and I forgot how much we paid, but you reminded me.
Yeah.
You were like, no, we spent $400 to go to the Rick Ross pool party, and yeah, exactly, it's full circle. And at that time, like, Rick Ross is a guy that he's kind of like them. He's not selling me like they're selling, but it's because for me, I done seen him be nobody to he was under Trina and Trick to go up. And so to see where he's at now, I'm like, yeah, he's one of the people I look up to, But even when I went to that pool party and I paid $400, I would say it was worth the $400. Because being at the promised land did change me, like how you said, being around them people.
Right, the energy.
Right, but then after going, if he does it again, I would say I'm good. Because after going through the experience, that really should have been like $200.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
And I don't think it's the price point is necessarily the issue, because by that time we already bought in. Where he slipped at is that it wasn't anything else to follow up that made sense.
Like what?
Right, like some other kind of event that we would want to go to.
Oh, like an after party. They were promoting that strip club.
Well, not necessarily an after party, but just other upcoming following events. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but he do the car show. That's
he do the right, but that ain't, we don't want to go to the car show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what else do you have for the people?
Now he did the course
thing
thing too.
Chill out at the pool.
He did the course thing too.
He
was charging like 20 bands or something crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, dog, that shit ain't worth 20 bands to me. And like you said, if I was younger, 20 something, I might be more inclined to do it.
You can't say that it's not worth that if you're not dealing on that level, right? Because a lot of them, for you to drop 20 bands on something, you got to be chewing like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those people, I'd probably say 50-50 or 70-30, they're not saving up money to go to the Rick Ross. You know, these people, they used to paying $20,000, $30,000 for mentorship.
But he was
coaches.
promoting it to the masses, and that's when it's, to me, like, again, I would have to see somebody after coming out of that.
I give
to
you an
promote.
I give you an example of how they leverage these type of things, right? For one, that's content, right? Just like we shot a lot of content going to it. So that's one thing that you have. You got the content, right? And then if you get any endorsements from Rick Ross or other you know, celebrities or people who have a following there, there's an opportunity and a platform there for you to do that.
Right.
So I've heard some people say they'll go to these events and they have one thing like that pays them back double or triple what they paid on the event. You know, now if you're thinking about it from a regular working man standpoint, yeah, 20,
now you're talking about the $20,000 thing.
Right,
Okay,
right.
class.
The $10,000, $20,000. It's like, yeah, that's not really going to make sense. Now, for some people, they have the money, they save up, and they wanted, that's going to be their investment. Right. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, these the type of numbers that they're doing, and to have access to the network, and so that they can get in there and make their plays, make their content, play their angle. Right? It's not just, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going to the networking event. I got my notepad, I got my pencil, and no, you go into these events with an agenda, right? Because your agenda is what's going to go ahead and get you your money back right now. But at the same time, you also get to get access to the information and the network on top of that. So the people that go into it knowing what to look for are the ones who are able to capitalize on it. The people who go in there looking for something and they don't know what they're looking for, right? Those are the people who are like, oh yeah,
and that's why I'm saying, like, all of this shit, right? You gotta already be damn near on their level, you know, because you done been on that level, so you already understand that. But that, I would say, majority of people who would be signing up for this class, they ain't never been on it. Like, everything that I've gotten it from long, drawing, work, stuff, going through the mud. I don't think there's a, hey, I gave this nigga 5 bands, I need to be making 10 after meeting him. And I think that's the thing. Now, what would make me feel comfortable is, like I'm identifying, I would need to see them from the beginning to getting there, so I could be like, I just have a hard time buying into people I didn't see. There's a total stranger who don't look cool to me or anything, but he got all the stuff to make him look cool, and he trying to sell me something off the bat. And that's how it comes across. Right,
but see, it's like,
and then what? And this might help them guys who do that. If you have people like how they used to do when we was kids with the infomercials, like, hey, I bought this Crest Colgate tooth whitening, look at my teeth, and then they'll show their teeth, and I'm like, damn, I done saw 6-7 people show me their teeth, and they showed the before and after, and it made me kind of believe. But you telling me like some bots and saying yes,
if you're not doing any vetting, right? If you're not doing any research, and you're saying that there's no proof, then that's. I
mean, I guess for me, I don't got time to, and like. Right, you know, so I'm in my 40s. I got a family to take care of. You think I'm gonna give this nigga 5 bands? No, nigga,
you're not going to give him 5 bands without believing that he knows what he's talking about. Of course, we know that.
Right.
But if you're not doing the research to figure out if this person knows what they're talking about, because most of these guys, from what I've seen, nobody that I follow doesn't have content on YouTube, hours of content on YouTube talking about their craft, speaking about their craft. And I'll also say this about that, right? There's a saying that goes, scared money don't make money, right? So we gotta be willing to risk sometimes. We buy shit all the time that we get no return on. Purchases that make 0 fucking sense. We do it all the time, every day. You know what I'm saying? So to take a risk and say, hey, okay, well, I've done the research on this guy. I feel like he knows what he's talking about.
So hold on, let me stop you. How many courses have you invested into?
I haven't invested into any courses.
Okay, I just want
But
to
no,
mention
I'm about to invest into something. I am. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's been a series of circumstances of why I haven't made any investments in the courses at the moment. But like I said, because what I do is I soak up all the free game, and that's when I do my research. That's how I know some of these people know,
see that, and that's
what
what
they're
I like
talking
too.
about. You know,
if
what
you
I'm
really,
saying?
if you really out here saying I want to help people, like, and that's one thing that I'll give the Earn Your Leisure dudes. They do have the course to get paid, and that's the, you know, Ian's whatever shit he got, and then they got the Invest Fest. I get that, you know, but they also give a lot of free game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they give
So
out a lot of free
it's a balance, you know. I don't try to utilize some of the information they gave me, but it's like, you know, it ain't no guarantee. You know what I'm saying?
There's no guarantee
And so
in life. Why is guarantee even part of the conversation?
Because I say that because they've said stuff, and I get it. They'd be like, in the beginning of their program, they'll say, hey, this is not financial advice to, you know, make sure that they're not held liable. But the stuff that they're picking and saying, I done dibbled and dabbed on my in one of my accounts off of the stuff they said. I do my research, like you saying, but then like they don't control the market. They're picking like how we're picking.
Right.
And I'm just trusting that, oh, he know what he doing, and he got a lot, you know. But
so hold on. So let's get this clear first. So it sounds like you done made some moves based on their advice. Did it work out? Sometimes not.
Because sometimes the stuff they're talking about, I'm already doing it, and it gives me more confidence. Like I was already doing it before they're saying
right,
it.
but you still get value from that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but then you know, I done lost a lot in the stuff that they're doing.
Lose, but that's the whole thing. And see, I'm glad that you said that, right? Because let me speak to that point, right? Whatever you do out here, there's a chance that you might lose. There's a chance that shit might go left. Now, you might have feelings that are valid, or maybe just feelings that you have that is like, okay, well, yeah, this is the thing. This is a solid situation, right? But there's no situation that exists that is where it's like, okay, well, there can't be some disruption in it, right? You could be huge on YouTube, getting $100,000 a week. YouTube going there and change something, and now you got to do your whole strategy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when people come to the tables looking for guarantees, well, we can't guarantee anything. You have to be willing to take the risk.
So, okay, I'm gonna say this. If you get to the point where you gonna be offering something, I know what would make a nigga like me move. If I'm gonna see the beginning stage, like right now, we seeing anybody watching on Instagram or YouTube, you're seeing like the beginning of us doing this YouTube thing, the content thing. And then through time, we're gonna do it. But the thing that I'm gonna say is what's gonna make us stand out is I'm gonna have to show people proof of concept. Hey, meet this guy. No, you know why? Because that's important. Because when Jay Morrison was the man, and then he came back with receipts, he said, hey, him 500 came up off of me. All these other people came, and he had the receipts.
What did it do for him?
I mean, it validated.
But he's still broken mad talking about other. I don't know what his financial situation is, but that's. He's still defunct.
But it validated his, because he was before all the monetization shit was happening. I'm sure he wasn't making a lot of money on YouTube because they weren't paying like that at that point in time. And so I think he was the tip of the spear before all them other people came, right? And so, but to me, that part mattered to me, because when I saw that they collectively was shitting on him, and I was like, well, if he don't have no money and he's a scammer, why are they putting a lot of energy and making sure that, you know, his voice not being heard? But to me, that connected with my spirit, because He showed me
keep
the receipt.
talking this spirit talk. We talking money talk, man.
It can't be all about money though.
No, it ain't all about money. But it ain't no money in your conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's like you defended Jay Morrison, but at the same time, if Jay Morrison had a course or something to purchase, you wouldn't do it anyway.
No, he did. He did. He had the thing where you can invest into the.
And did you invest
the
into
Black
it?
House? I was about to. My homeboy told me, "Don't do it. It's a scam." And that's all I need to hear. Like,
right,
you know what?
exactly.
It
So
feels like it feels scamish.
Even with all of that social proof that you talked about, one conversation took you off track off the Tesla fund, which is good. Your homeboy did a good job. He saved you. You know what I'm saying?
Tulsa.
Yeah, Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he saved you from that situation, you know. But still,
But that's why I said for a nigga like me, like that's
who ain't buying no online course, mentorship, nothing under no circumstances.
Goddamn
Social
right,
proof or not.
because
so that's why I'm going back to saying you don't need no social fucking proof. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm gonna show you how to do the shit, right? And what you do with it from there is on you. Pretty much, because you're gonna have some people. You get some people go to college, they go off to be successful in their respective field. You got a lot of people who go to college and they go off and figure it out in some other lane. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, you know, yeah, it's different strokes for different folks in that regard, right? But they went to the same college you went to. Right. What happened to you? Oh, college a scam. No, it ain't. Because with this paper, I took it over here to them. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
So you know what we'll do next is, you know, because I thought about this, even with the Rick Ross thing, because like when we went to his thing, and right now his newest play, to me, I'll use the word play instead of scam, because to me,
I do like social proof though. I do think people should have some kind of social proof. Sometimes when people just starting out, they don't really have that.
Right.
They usually charge lower prices because they don't have that. You know what I'm saying? But I got social proof for, you know, everything that I got going on. I got Uber receipts for everything that I got going on.
Well, hold on a second. No, you said that social proof don't matter. Now you're like, you're right, it do matter.
Well, no, I'm not saying that it doesn't matter. I'm saying it's better to have, but you don't have to have it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I guess for the type of person I need to see something. I don't want to see.
You ain't buying nothing. That's the type of person you are. You is not buying
nothing. But check this out. Check this out. Like, because basically what we're talking about is investing.
Right.
I've invested in things before, you know, but they had to be certain things. Like the stock market
we're not just talking about
investing.
Yeah,
it is.
No, we're not just,
because they're asking you to invest into something. And then,
well, we're not talking about just investing though. Right? We know you like to invest. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's some white people involved and the bank involved. You know what I'm saying? Nice and secure transaction. You know what I mean? Which I can understand and respect. But what we're talking about is investing into coaching, consulting, community, networking, things like that. And you don't believe in that.
It's I'm not gonna say I don't believe in it, you know. But you know, I think that if there were more proof of concept, like all these people we done named, right? And let's even talk about Dr. Umar, right?
There is proof of concept.
Dr. Umar been asking people for money for over a decade.
Why are we talking about Dr. Umar?
Because this is why I'm saying I done seen more examples of it not working out than success stories.
But you're not doing, all you're looking at is the news. You're looking at whatever they show you.
Okay, so
if you go to somebody page and all up and down their page, they got people on there saying yes in the chat, posting testimonials and reviews, and you say, yeah, well, you know, there's no social proof.
But I ain't saying that though. I ain't pull up one of them. Well, you can't pull them up right now, but pull up one of them guys' page and show me. I don't see nobody else. I just see them. I just see individuals who like their stardom and they want to be famous.
You're not doing any research, bro. Like when they go live, do you go in there and see what the comments are on the live? When they post, do you go down in the comments?
Them live, you know, just like Drake and them. That's a bunch of bots. That could be the homeboy to run the play.
I'm just saying some type of research, because now we do the research and all of the research is a lie.
Okay, so let's do this.
Not only are we not doing the research, But then we saying the research that I would do, it would all be lies.
Okay, so
and scams
let's
anyway.
do a test.
They got the bots.
We could test this out.
Drake make $90 million a second.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's pick one of these guys, right?
Okay.
This could be this could be an experiment.
That's good.
We could pick
Okay.
we could pick one of these
No,
guys
we're
that
gonna
you
pick
talking
two,
about.
because I
No,
got
let's
two
pick-
of them that got programs I want to sign up for.
Let's pick one, because what we're gonna have to do is
And you gonna do one, and I'm gonna do one.
no, hell
Hold on,
no,
why you
hell
don't-
no.
It's only like $100 or something.
Oh,
like
that's
that.
how much. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we-
Okay.
yeah,
I thought it was in the
some-
thousands.
Yeah, some small little community. We'll just see what they got going on.
And we're gonna document the process of us going.
Okay.
I'll let you spearhead the research, because you be knowing way more about these guys than I know.
Right.
So that's what we would do, and we'll document it, because I also wanted to do this.
Damn, bro. I hope they don't make me look bad.
What you mean?
What if I find out that you're right?
I mean,
no, he's correct. They're
no,
all in the
I mean, we're gonna have to
secret,
find out.
Google community.
My goal, my gut, and
Secret
my
Google
ancestral
society.
ancestors are telling me stay away from these niggas, dog.
Okay.
That's just what it
We're
is.
gonna do the program. Bro.
We should do, and remember I told you we should also, since Rick Ross and Dr. Montoya from Columbia opened up an office here, in my mind it don't make sense. They're gonna be charging way more than
I
it would
figured
be.
that out.
Oh, what was it?
That's just an office to drive traffic over there.
Yeah, I get it, but what's the price? Is it gonna be cheap? Because I know
What's the price?
Yeah.
Less than half off to go to Columbia.
Hold on. So if you come, you go there and then they tell you, hey, just go to Columbia.
I'm not saying that they tell you that, but I'm saying that it gives them some because I was thinking about it, right? I was like, damn, you got these people in Columbia who charge people thousands of dollars over here, but they don't really have no real representation over here
Right.
to advertise and market, and you know what I mean? So it's like,
This is what you figured out in your head, or this is what you know?
This is what I figured out in my head,
Okay.
looking at the prices. You know,
Okay.
that's what
Oh,
makes
they
sense
sold
to
the
me.
price?
They got the prices on the website.
Oh, how much was it?
I told you it's less than half to get it done in Columbia. It's less than half off. I mean, it's more than half off.
It's half. So, okay, the full price is in Columbia and the half price is here.
No, the full price is here.
Okay.
Right? So the high price is here in America because we're in the US.
And what price is that? Like 5 bands, 10
Depends
bands?
on what you want to get done.
This
You
is
know what I'm
everybody
saying?
getting their whole teeth done over. How much is that?
I'd say maybe what, like you talking about 10 to the top, 10 to the bottom? Probably about 20. You know
20,
what I'm saying?
and then they go to, so it's a device to, hey, for the people who got it here, they'll go it here.
Right.
And then the people who,
right.
they'll just send them to Columbia. So
Right.
it's a win-win.
Right. Because
Right.
it's like if you look me up and you knowing my price is lower than everybody, you really looking me up because you're looking for the cheapest price.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now you look me up,
I
you
think
find it.
we pause over there. That's fine. We'll go back.
You find the who is this? College is only good if you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or a scientist or an engineer. Other than that, it's a waste of money.
And whoever put that in there, I went to school for engineering. Let's put that out there.
Hold on. He said, okay, so he said engineering.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Okay. You
This
saying he
not
right.
a scam. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
you saying
I went
he
to school for the shit that was gonna work.
Right, yeah. No, that's right though. If anything other than that is pretty much like, what are you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh,
But yeah.
okay, Low, Pat Low. What they do, boy? What
But
program
YouTube,
y'all
I'm
talking about?
gonna log off on YouTube. I'm gonna jump on Instagram.